Are you tired of feeling ignored or powerless during conversations and relationships? Consider the following scenario. You enter a room, say a single phrase, and everyone's attention is drawn to you. Imagine having such a fantastic skill that people can't stop thinking about you even when you're not there. Doesn't it sound too good to be true? It isn't. It's the energy of Stoic psychology. This is raw, ancient advice adapted for the present era. If you're ready to unleash its full power and use it in ways most men wouldn't dare to imagine, add a comment below saying, "I'm prepared for mastery." Stay with me until the end of this video, because what I'm going to say will profoundly change how you see influence, relationships, and yourself. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is more than just another piece of generic advice. It is a game changer. We're looking at the Stoic tactics used by ancient warriors to conquer empires and how modern men might apply them to take control of their own lives. This isn't about abstract philosophy. It's about actionable tactics for becoming the type of man that commands respect, draws others in, and leaves an indelible impact. But let me make it clear, this is not for everyone. If you want soft, feel-good talk or simple sugar-coated solutions, this is not the place for you. However, if you're here because you're tired of playing small and want to take control of your relationships, demand respect, and live openly, you've come to the correct spot. Another thing, YouTube rewards videos with high engagement. So, if you want more men like us to learn this life-changing information, then subscribe and leave a comment below. Every interaction allows us to share this knowledge with the men who need it the most. Are you ready to delve in and learn the strategies for managing influence, commanding attention, and changing your life? Let's get started. Number 1. The power of thoughtful compliments. When was the last time you said something to someone that actually made them pause and think? In today's environment, compliments are used so carelessly that they have lost much of their meaning. They're frequently generic, ephemeral, and quickly forgotten. But a genuine compliment, one constructed with thought and depth, is much more than just words. It reflects your ability to watch, understand, and truly connect with others. A heartfelt compliment reaches underneath the surface. It taps on something intimate and significant. Consider saying to someone, "You're good at what you do," rather than, "I've noticed how calm and composed you remain under pressure." It's incredibly impressive. The first is generic and forgettable, whereas the second is personal and meaningful. It demonstrates that you perceive them in a way that most people do not, and this type of acknowledgement stays with them. This isn't meaningless flattery. It's about shedding focus on the unique features that others frequently ignore. People are naturally drawn to validation of the qualities they most value about themselves. When your compliment connects with their core values or hidden abilities, it has a deeper impact. It's like revealing a side of themselves that they've always wanted someone to notice, but rarely get acknowledged. And when you do that, you don't just give a compliment, you create an experience. The key to mastering this is specificity. Saying, "You're smart," is fine, but it's nothing compared to, "The way you connect ideas is incredible. You see patterns most people miss." That level of detail demonstrates attention and awareness of their particular characteristics. It elevates your words to the level of experience rather than mere observation. When you deliver praises like this, they will remember your remarks long after the conversation has ended. You become someone they remember, not because you said something nice, but because you made them feel truly understood. And there is the power of a genuine compliment. Number 2, reflect their dreams through your words. Everyone carries their dreams and aspirations close to their heart, even if they don't openly talk about them. If you can tap into those hidden ambitions, you create an instant and meaningful connection. The key to doing this lies in your ability to truly listen. Too often, conversations are dominated by people waiting for their turn to speak, thinking about what they'll say next, instead of focusing on what's being shared. But when you genuinely listen, you uncover the subtle hints of someone's dreams, even in the most casual exchanges. Imagine someone mentions their desire to travel or start a new career. You could simply acknowledge it and move on, or you could take it a step further by saying, "You strike me as someone who would absolutely thrive in that setting. I can really see you making it happen." This goes beyond a simple nod of agreement. You're affirming their vision and positioning yourself as someone who believes in their potential. You're not just hearing their dream, you're becoming part of it. This kind of connection isn't limited to personal relationships. Think about a colleague sharing their enthusiasm for a project. Instead of offering a standard reply, you could say, "The way you're tackling this, it's clear you've got big ambitions for where you want to take your career. I can see it paying off in a big way." With just a few thoughtful words, you've established yourself as someone who not only recognizes their goals, but also supports them. That kind of alignment fosters trust and encourages openness. Reflecting someone's dreams isn't about flattery or saying what you think they want to hear. It's about genuinely connecting with their aspirations and showing that you see their individuality and potential. When you do this, you stand out, not as someone who's trying too hard, but as someone who truly cares. By aligning your words with their vision, you position yourself as a partner in their journey. People are naturally drawn to those who see and value their uniqueness. When you reflect their dreams back to them, you're not just offering encouragement. You're becoming a part of the story they're striving to create. And that's a role they'll never forget. 3. Speak through actions, not just words. Words are everywhere. We're bombarded with them constantly, on social media, in conversations, and even in the endless chatter of our own minds. This oversaturation has made words feel cheap, but actions are rare. Actions stand out. They cut through the noise and leave a lasting impression. When you act with purpose, you communicate something far more impactful than any sentence ever could. Think about the power of silence during a moment of tension, like in a disagreement. Most people rush to defend, explain, or argue their point. But if you pause, hold your ground, and let the other person's words linger in the air, you shift the entire dynamic. Suddenly, they're the ones scrambling to fill the silence, trying to decode your thoughts. That's real influence. Even in everyday interactions, your actions tell a story. Holding the door open for someone without a word, maintaining steady eye contact during an important conversation, or being the last to speak in a group discussion. These small, deliberate gestures convey confidence, restraint, and presence. People notice them because they're rare. This principle is just as powerful in relationships. Compliments and kind words can be meaningful, but without action to support them, they quickly lose their weight. If you tell someone you value their time but frequently cancel plans, your words become hollow. If you say you care about their thoughts but constantly check your phone while they're talking, you undermine yourself. True connection is built on what you do, not just what you say. Actions also create intrigue. When you go out of your way to do something unexpected or meaningful for someone, it leaves a mark. Think about the last time someone helped you without expecting anything in return. That gesture probably stayed with you, didn't it? That's the power of meaningful action. It's memorable because it's rare. In a world filled with empty words, people crave authenticity. They're drawn to those whose actions align with their values. By focusing on what you do rather than what you say, you set yourself apart. You become the person who doesn't need to talk about their integrity or kindness because your life reflects it naturally. This kind of authenticity is magnetic. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it. So, let your actions speak for you and watch how they resonate far louder than words ever could. Number 4. The power of ambiguity. Be mysterious, not predictable. People are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand. Predictability, while comfortable, rarely holds anyone's interest for long. Ambiguity, on the other hand, captivates. It leaves people wanting more, sparking curiosity and fascination. The less you reveal about yourself, the more others are compelled to fill in the blanks. And here's the beauty. They often imagine you as more intriguing and complex than you might actually be. It's simply human nature to be curious about what isn't immediately clear. For example, when someone asks about your weekend, don't lay out every detail. Instead of saying you had dinner, watched a movie, and went to the gym, try saying, "It was productive. I worked on a few things I've been meaning to tackle." You've answered the question, but left just enough unsaid to pique their interest. This creates a mental gap, a puzzle that people naturally want to solve. And it works because conversations aren't just about the information shared. They're about the emotions and intrigue they evoke. Being ambiguous doesn't mean withholding everything. It means revealing information strategically. Share just enough to keep someone engaged, but not so much that they feel there's nothing left to discover. When you become an open book, the allure fades, and so does the interest. By leaving parts of your story untold, you cultivate an air of mystery. This isn't about being secretive or dishonest. It's about valuing your presence and your words enough not to give them away too easily. When you're deliberate about what you share, people take notice. They pay closer attention, hanging on to every word, waiting for the next piece of the puzzle. This keeps your interactions dynamic and engaging. Ambiguity also builds anticipation. Imagine someone asking about your plans, and instead of spilling everything, you respond with, "Something I'm really excited about. I'll tell you more later." Now they're left wondering, their curiosity stirred. That wondering keeps you on their mind, fostering a mental connection even in your absence. By thoughtfully choosing what to share and when, you become someone who isn't easily forgotten. This deliberate ambiguity makes you more intriguing, keeps people engaged, and leaves them wanting more. Number 5. Planting thoughts they can't shake off. Some thoughts stick with you, like a tune you can't stop humming. When the correct words are selected carefully, they can have the same effect, reverberating long after the conversation is over. This is not about communicating in riddles or being too cryptic. It's about using language to make a lasting impact. Instead of just saying, "You're impressive," try something like, "There's something about the way you think that I've never encountered before." This does more than merely compliment them. It also plants a seed. It makes people wonder, what distinguishes my way of thinking? Why hadn't they encountered it before? That notion does not dissipate, it grows. They relive the talk, reliving your comments and attempting to comprehend what you saw in them. This strategy works because individuals are inherently introspective. When you make a unique and profound observation about someone, it will stick. It becomes a part of their internal discourse, increasing the connection they have with you. Your words become remembered not because they are spectacular, but because they have meaning. And planting thoughts is more than just giving compliments. It's just as effective when debating ideas or opinions. Allow room for interpretation. Instead of responding, "This is how it works," try asking, "Have you ever noticed how certain things seem to connect in unexpected ways?" This type of language encourages reflection. It pushes people to think beyond the present moment, to seek deeper meanings, and to link that level of thought with you. When done properly, your words have weight. They resound in such a way that the other person remembers you even when you are not present. This isn't about controlling someone else's thinking. It's about making a genuine connection. It's about engaging their minds in a way that makes your words memorable, so impacting how they see both the conversation and you. Number 6. Why less is always more. In a world full of noise, people who talk less frequently stand out more. Speaking less does not imply remaining mute. It means making every word count. When you choose your words carefully and explain yourself succinctly, people pay more attention. Your thoughts are more valuable because they are free of superfluous details. Consider the value of reacting with precision. When asked for your thoughts on a complex topic, instead of going into detail, you could reply something succinct like, "It's effective, but it could be refined further." That one sentence is more significant than a long response. It demonstrates clarity of mind and confidence in your point of view. The notion of less is more also allows for curiosity. When you don't over-explain or disclose every detail, others are taken in and want to learn more. This keeps them interested and involved in the conversation. Speaking less also demonstrates self-assurance. It demonstrates that you do not feel the need to justify or prove yourself through unnecessary explanation. Your words are strong on their own, and your quiet confidence is captivating. This principle applies not just to your words, but also to your actions. Overdoing something, whether it's a gesture, action, or explanation, might give the impression that you're trying too hard. But when you move forcefully and say only what is necessary, your restraint and poise shine through, garnering the respect of others. There is also a psychological component to speaking less. Silence may be extremely powerful. Allow a moment once you've made your point. Resist the impulse to fill the empty space. That pause allows your words to sink in and the other person to process and respond more fully. It changes the dynamic, encouraging them to participate more meaningfully. People pay attention when you talk because they recognize the value of your words. Saying less allows your presence to command attention. This is not about being passive or withdrawn. It is about being intentional. Your words have deeper meaning, and your deeds speak volumes. In a world that promotes continual talk and overexposure, your restraint becomes a unique and valuable trait. It serves as a reminder that often the most impactful statements are conveyed with fewer words. Number 7. Be the challenge. They can't resist. People are typically drawn to what seems just out of grasp. When something is too easily obtained, its worth decreases. The attractiveness of a challenge is in the work required, and this notion applies to many aspects of life, particularly relationships. The more someone has to struggle for your attention, respect, or affection, the more they value it. On the other side, if you make yourself excessively accessible, responding to every message right away, agreeing to every idea without reservation, or continually seeking validation, you risk being predictable. Predictability typically leads to complacency. However, when you step back and make others earn their position in your life, you establish a sense of importance around your time and energy. This does not imply playing games or withholding compassion. Rather, it demonstrates that your primary emphasis is on your own development and aspirations. When you prioritize yourself, others will naturally regard you as someone to pursue. People respect those who value themselves. By not constantly being available, you convey a clear message: my time is valued. As a result, others place an even higher value on it. Being a challenge also entails establishing and maintaining standards. If someone violates a boundary, do not hesitate to enforce it. If something doesn't match your values, move away. This isn't about being difficult for the purpose of it. It's about showing that you understand your worth and will not compromise it. This type of strength is magnetic. When others realize they can't fully understand you or quickly gain your favor, it piques their interest and increases their desire. They'll start to put more effort into the connection, which strengthens their commitment to you. By being the challenge they can't resist, you raise yourself in their eyes, not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by remaining true to yourself. Number 8. Mastering the art of detachment. True detachment is not about caring less, but about caring the correct amount. It is the ability to remain calm, concentrated, and unshaken regardless of the circumstances. Detachment provides freedom because it allows you to fully participate without becoming attached to the outcome. When you are detached, you operate from a position of power rather than necessity. Detachment has the potential to transform relationships. If you are extremely concerned with gaining someone's praise or attention, you unintentionally give up your power. People can tell when you're overly eager, and it often has the unintended consequence of driving people away. However, approaching situations with a calm and confident posture creates intrigue and earns respect. Detachment does not imply coldness or distance. Rather, it indicates self-assurance. It's about realizing that your worth isn't dependent on anyone else's opinions or actions. This inner assurance gives you the courage to leave situations that don't benefit you, and that's one of the most appealing qualities you can have. Those are naturally drawn to those who do not need them, but choose to interact with them. Practicing detachment entails remaining calm in the face of rejection or disagreement. It's about deciding not to react emotionally when things don't go as planned, but rather to reply calmly and clearly. This response exhibits maturity and control, making a lasting impact. When you achieve detachment, you cease allowing external conditions to determine your internal state. That kind of consistency is rare and extremely desirable. Detachment also permits you to focus on what's genuinely important. When you no longer feel the need to impress or obtain acceptance, you can devote your attention to your objectives, passions, and personal development. This focus not only makes you more vibrant and engaging, but it also naturally attracts others to you. By learning the skill of detachment, you improve not only your relationships, but also your overall approach to life. It's about being completely engaged while staying anchored, demonstrating to others and yourself that your worth is unshakable. Number 9. Owning the room with subtle authority. When you go into a room, you make an impression before you say anything. True authority isn't about being the loudest or most powerful. It's about exuding a serene assurance that commands attention without demanding it. Subtle authority is shown in how you hold yourself, engage with others, and deal with obstacles. It is the type of presence that naturally attracts people. Posture and body language are essential for taking command of the room. Stand tall, keep your shoulders back and your head up. Make intentional eye contact with others around you. These minor but substantial changes exude self-assurance, conveying a clear message: I understand my worth. People automatically respond to confidence. Therefore, the way you walk and hold yourself influences how others view you. When you speak, do it with intention. Avoid using filler words and explain clearly and directly. Use pauses effectively. They add weight to your remarks and allow others to process what you're saying. Speaking with purpose communicates that you value your own ideas and contributions, which others value as well. Authority is also evident in the way you manage interactions. Listen carefully when people speak and answer intelligently. This demonstrates that you are involved and present, making others feel seen and valued. At the same time, don't be afraid to express your opinions or disagree when required. Standing firm in your convictions while remaining respectful of others gets you admiration and credibility. Another indicator of subtle authority is composure. When faced with pressure or unforeseen problems, remaining calm and composed sets you apart. Your capacity to remain calm in the face of adversity establishes you as someone people can look to for direction and support. Subtle authority is not about controlling a location, but about influencing it with your presence and actions. Owning the room in this way inspires trust, admiration, and respect, not because you demand it, but because you exemplify it. This modest but effective authority produces an indelible impression, laying the groundwork for meaningful connections and powerful exchanges. Number 10. The timeless power of saying no. The ability to say no is one of the most powerful abilities you can develop. It's basic, straightforward, and incredibly effective. When you say yes to something you don't really want, you dilute your energy, jeopardize your principles, and demonstrate that your priorities are fluid. Saying no, on the other hand, is a self-respect statement. It communicates to the world that you have control over your time, attention, and life. Saying no isn't about being rude or unpleasant. It's about knowing and respecting your boundaries. When you decline something that does not correspond with your goals, you make room for what is genuinely important. It's more than just declining invitations or offers. It's about reserving your time and energy for the things that deserve it. Consider being asked to take on a task that might divert you from your priorities. A hesitating yes may leave you feeling exhausted and resentful, but a firm no keeps you on track. The more you do this, the more others will appreciate your choices and time. They'll see you as someone who values themselves enough to stand firm, and that type of confidence leaves an indelible impact. Saying no also builds interest. It's not about rejecting people. It's about demonstrating that your time and attention are valuable and not taken lightly. When you save your yes for the things that are genuinely important, your no becomes a strong message. People will begin to perceive you as someone who is deliberate, focused, and not easily swayed, a rarity in a society where many people overcommit. To master this, you must first establish clear priorities. What matters to you? What are you unwilling to tolerate? When you comprehend these concepts, saying no becomes second nature. It's no longer a negative response. It's a positive statement of your values. And here's the greatest part. Even if others don't always appreciate hearing no, they will respect you for it. Saying no demonstrates that you value yourself, which is something others cannot help but admire. In a society where we're constantly pressured to say yes to everything, the timeless appeal of saying no is a subtle yet powerful approach to stand out, protect your energy, and stay loyal to your path. Number 11. Evoke emotions that leave a lasting impression. If you want to be truly memorable, focus on making emotional connections that last. People may not remember exactly what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. When your words and actions elicit genuine emotions, you leave a lasting imprint that extends beyond surface-level interactions. The key to creating emotion is sincerity and depth. Share something profound and true. It doesn't have to be too dramatic or highly personal. It simply has to come from the heart. For example, revealing a failure and how you overcame it can motivate others. It demonstrates vulnerability, which promotes trust and connection. Pay attention to the emotional states of those you engage with. Are they excited, nervous, or frustrated? Respond to their emotions. If they are celebrating an accomplishment, show real joy. If they are frustrated, acknowledge their sentiments and give understanding. Meeting people where they are emotionally allows you to make honest and meaningful connections. Humor may also be an effective approach to elicit emotion, but it must be handled carefully. A well-timed joke can brighten the mood and foster camaraderie, whereas forced humor might fall flat. The best humor emerges naturally from the conversation, adding to the emotional flow of the moment. And it's not always about good feelings. Tapping into vulnerability or stress can be equally effective. When you empathize with someone during a difficult time or help them see a difficult issue from a new perspective, you form a deeper link. In these moments of emotional resonance, people feel truly noticed and loved. The beauty of generating emotions is that it does not necessitate extravagant displays. A simple yet meaningful word can often have a long-lasting impact on someone. By focusing on the feelings you elicit, you enhance every discussion and interaction, transforming ordinary encounters into memorable and significant experiences. This ensures that your presence is remembered positively. Number 12. The power of silence. Silence is frequently misinterpreted as empty, but in actuality, it is one of the most potent tools at your disposal. It creates space, commands attention, and conveys the gravitas of your presence. While others rush to fill the hole with words, your decision to remain silent distinguishes you, making each moment intentional and profound. Silence is not passive, it is active. Holding back, observing, and allowing others to lean in is an intentional decision. In conversations, silence may be unexpectedly disarming. When someone makes a remark or asks a question, the natural reaction is to fill in the blanks immediately. However, when you pause, the dynamic changes. Suddenly, the other person wonders what you're thinking or what you're about to say. This curiosity keeps people interested and focused on you. Your comments take on greater weight when expressed during these silent intervals. Silence also serves as a mirror, reflecting the energy of the person you are conversing with. When you reply to someone's remarks with calm attention, they can hear themselves more clearly. This strengthens the bond, since you've given them the freedom to fully express themselves. In negotiations, quiet can be a strategic advantage. When faced with a proposal, avoid the impulse to answer instantly. A pause causes tension, and amid that strain, the other person frequently exposes more than they planned or shifts their position to fill the silence. Without saying a word, you got significant insight and leverage. Silence also lends a sense of mystique. When you don't divulge everything about yourself, you entice individuals with the unknown. The less you explain, the more others project their perceptions onto you, raising your status in their minds. It's not about withholding. It's about allowing people to approach you, seeking what you wish to share. In emotional moments, silence can strengthen connection in ways that words cannot. When someone is venting or revealing their problems, your calm and sympathetic silence demonstrates that you actually listen. They feel seen, recognized, and supported, even if you don't provide solutions or platitudes. This type of silence fosters trust, making your presence a source of comfort and strength. In times of turmoil, quiet can serve as a protection. When tempers flare, choosing not to respond right away reduces escalation and allows emotions to cool. It exhibits poise and maturity, frequently encouraging the other person to reflect on their actions. Your quiet conveys power, demonstrating that you are unshakable and above the chaos. Silence does not mean avoiding involvement. It means knowing when and how to engage. It is about mastering restraint and using it to increase your influence. When you master the art of quiet, you improve not only your discussions, but also your overall presence. You become someone who is listened to, respected, and remembered. Silence, when used with purpose, transforms you into a force of calm authority and quiet strength. What we've discussed is more than simply a list of ideas. It's a roadmap for enjoying life on your own terms. By mastering these principles, you will not only attract others, but also win their respect and adoration. Take the first step toward being the person you've always wanted to be. Hit the subscribe button to join us on this trip. To show your dedication, leave a remark below with the words, "The less I say, the more I win." Let us distribute this knowledge far and wide. Share this message with every man who could benefit from it, and together we'll create a community of people who are shameless about taking control of their lives. Subscribe today, and let's build a movement of strength, purpose, and resilience.